Now, back in April, I did a video going over how Belgium made a move to actually ban loot boxes from their region. So for example, games like Overwatch, Blade and Soul, any game that has some type of paid RNG loot bots in them had to get them removed by law. Otherwise, they would get a crazy fine and even a sentence of 5 years in jail. Now, fast forward 6 months later, and you have the UK stating that loot boxes should be classified as gambling. Now, this is a very big step because, as you guys know, gambling is not something everyone can do at any age. You can't go into a casino and start gambling and spending money on the casino machines when you're 13 years old. But we're all familiar with the stories of many kids spending a ton of money on these RNG loot boxes with their parents' credit card money. A really crazy example is actually in the UK article where they state that someone's adult son actually spent up to £50,000 on RuneScape. Now, in US money, that's around $64,000 on RuneScape. Literally, you could buy two really nice cars for that amount of money on a video game. That is insane on one game. And keep in mind, this is a new RuneScape because I know the old school RuneScape doesn't have RNG loot boxes. I'm not really familiar with the new one they have, but this is insane. I didn't even know you could spend that type of money on this game. And this is just one of thousands of different examples of someone spending this crazy amount of money on RNG loot boxes in a video game. So the UK is really pushing this statement that they feel like these RNG loot boxes should be classified as gambling. And this is such an interesting thing to think about because first it started in Belgium, now they're moving to the UK. Who knows, maybe in 5 to 10 years it could hit the American market and maybe they'll start classifying it as gambling for us too. And if it becomes a universal thing in the gaming community, it's really interesting to think how a lot of these games that actually rely on the RNG loot boxes, how they will survive. Maybe these companies will be forced to actually go a non-scummy route and actually make money in a more fair way for the whole player base, or they might try to go even worse route, who knows, but it's just really interesting. I had to bring it to you guys' attention. Now, one thing to mention in Belgium, they do still have loot boxes in Overwatch if you play in that region, but they can only be free versions. So technically you could say they still have loot boxes in Overwatch right now in Belgium, but you can't pay for them. And that's the main thing that these whole committees are trying to say. They don't want people spending $50,000 on loot boxes because they have an addiction and they can't control themselves. But if you want to put a free version of it just from playing the game, according to at least Belgium, they don't really mind that. Anyways, that's really it for me, just a short little discussion video. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like RNG loot boxes are gambling or not. Let me know your reasoning. I personally feel like it is, and I just find it really sad that these companies design these RNG loot boxes to actually prey on people who have these really bad addictions, because it's really sad. I mean, people spend, like this guy, $50,000-$60,000 on RuneScape, and he probably could have used that money to have a better life, save up for a house, save up for a car. Like, it's just really sad to me. So I hope they can stop doing this, and maybe these committees can really step in and push these companies away from trying to prey on players. But yeah, that's it for me. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll be out with more videos very soon. See you guys in the next one. I'm out.